Well, howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, Hegseth, boats, and choices. There's been a pretty important development in Trump's boat campaign down south, and it's pretty clear we're going to have to talk about the laws governing this, because I'm watching the news try, and wow. The information coming out is either convoluted or in some cases just plain wrong. It's actually very, very simple, but people are overcomplicating it. If you missed it, news has come out that suggests that during the September 2nd operation as part of the Trump administration's campaign, the United States double-tapped a boat. That means they struck it twice. Now, to clear something up, there is nothing inherently unlawful about a double-tap strike. However, the reporting suggests the boat was struck. Survivors were visibly clinging to the wrecked ship, and it was struck again. Further, the reporting is saying that this was done to comply with an order from Hegseth to take everybody on the boat out. Hegseth has basically said this was fake news. Okay. So most experts will tell you this whole campaign is legally sketchy to begin with. But using the framing established by Trump when he declared the U.S. was in a non-international armed conflict, there really isn't a way for the actions described in the reporting to be lawful. To understand how this works, we need to throw away terms completely before reintroducing them. Two terms that are showing up in coverage: combatant and POW status. Throw out everything you know or you've heard about these terms. They don't have the same application in non-international armed conflict as they would in a normal conflict. Trump has designated them unlawful combatants. That means they don't fit certain criteria, like openly carrying arms, having a fixed insignia, a commander, and so on. All that really means in a practical sense is that they can be prosecuted for participation in a conflict, and they don't get POW status. A far better, less loaded term is unprivileged combatant. What that term does not mean, I repeat, does not mean, is that the laws of war don't apply. The fundamental guarantees of the conventions still apply, to include, quote, "It is prohibited to order that there shall be no survivors." In this situation, there's a clear line. It's a you're pregnant or you're not moment. In this type of conflict, those on the boat are either civilians or they're not. If they're civilians, this is all bad from start to finish. If they're any kind of combatant, privileged, unlawful, lawful, whatever term you want to use, they became out of action, or hors de combat, after the first strike, which makes the second strike, as described by the reporting, unlawful. In case there's dispute, Rule 47 includes, quote, "Anyone who is defenseless because of unconsciousness, shipwreck, wounds, or sickness." That shipwreck bit is there to prohibit this kind of action. Something that will come up is that in special situations, X, Y, and Z, things that are against the laws of conflict happen. Yes, in covert operations. The whole point of those operations is to maintain plausible deniability. When you want internet clicks and admit you're doing it, you don't have that cover anymore. They're trying to use black bag moves in an operation they've named and announced. If this reporting is accurate, this story will not go away for years and will likely become part of the routine training we've been talking about for weeks. I'm sure we'll talk about this again. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.